Ripple XRP, Cathie Wood has given us the green light, and it is to do with the spot Bitcoin ETS. We only have 1 day now. As we know, they should be coming out for approval tomorrow. So are we all ready to launch and take off? In this video, I do have a new tweet from Raoul Pal talking about what you should not be worried about within this crypto market. And we also have a thread and some new tweets from Gendler warning you about digital assets. And we're going to take a look at that and also roast him as well. And we have some news development with regards to half of the population will be using digital monies, which is very important in the crypto space. All I ask from you are two things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel as well. So as you can see, quite a lot of coins are in the green, and the ones that are in the red have only pulled back ever so slightly. But the new development that we do have is that Bitcoin actually reached $47,000 today. Now you can see that the current price is at 46.7k. However, on the 1 day it has increased by 3.8%. So as we know, Bitcoin was actually standing at about 45k yesterday, and we've been able to increase by about 2k when it hit 47k. And in my previous video, somebody actually predicted that we could see 50k Bitcoin just coming this week on Friday, and it's already Tuesday as of now, and we've been able to hit 47k. So we're only 3k off of that 50k price target, which now seems much more realistic and a very high likelihood that it could happen, or perhaps even go further now that we are seeing more momentum. And the Bitcoin price actually reached 47k, not based on the news of any sort of approvals for the Bitcoin spot ETS, but just in the anticipation of waiting for those approvals. And so we have Cathie Wood over here saying that essentially with the SEC approving the spot Bitcoin ETS, it is a green light for institutions to get into cryptocurrency and adopt it.
Cathie, it's pretty well known, I'm going back to Bitcoin here, that a lot of the institutional, the old wirehouses still don't allow their clients to access Bitcoin. Do you think this spot Bitcoin ETF is going to make a difference? Will institutions become a little more accepting and willing to offer to their clients, or is there still going to be a significant institutional barrier here? I want to ask about 12.
No, actually, we think that the SEC approval, should we and others get it, is a green light for institutions. We've been talking to quite a few of them, and they're much more interested now that the SEC effectively is paving the way.
And I definitely think that is a key thing here, right? For these institutions and other businesses and their clients, they won't be getting into Bitcoin unless we have the approvals of the spot Bitcoin ETS. And I think once that we have laid that out and built that foundation, then they are more likely to get into it. The SEC have the final say. And I think that's what it is in order to push them into that right direction to be able to invest in Bitcoin. And this ETF essentially is a big event. It's one of the main events that we are seeing in the history for crypto. And I think that it is only going to change and shape the way for institutions and how they do their cryptocurrency payments as well. Now we do have a new tweet from Raoul Pal, and this comes from the fact that what he has tweeted on November the 10th, which we're going to take a look at. So he says over here, remember, we have all been given the gift of being able to front run Wall Street, SV and Main Street into crypto. You have one job, and that is not to screw this up. The same rules since 2012 apply. No naked leverage, no FOMO, expect horrific pullbacks, have a long-term view hodl. Now I think when it comes to these horrific pullbacks and we see a lot of downwards price action, that is when it can put a lot of people off and there can be a lot of fear. I mean, if we actually have a look at the price action for XRP, just as of now, it's at 56 cents. Let's say for argument's sake, if we do have a bear case for XRP, let's say with the spot Bitcoin ETFs, the XRP coin is still suppressed and the price comes down. Now, if it comes down all the way to 50 cents, I think that a lot of people will be panicking. But I think even if it were to fall all the way to 45 cents or to 40 cents, there will be a lot of people who will sell, because the problem is they'll see that XRP has essentially dropped by near enough 15 to 20 cents, and it would have made the lowest low that it has ever done in quite a while. And it only makes sense for people to sell because they are seeing great losses, right? But the key thing in this is to be able to maintain your investment, and of course do make sure that you actually caution your investment as well, so you don't want to make too much of a loss. Know when to cut your losses. Now the ones that will be FOMOing in, I think these will be the people that will be the new, or the ones that will be coming in later on. But if we do see a bullish case for XRP coin and we go back to the 65 cent level, then maybe some people might be getting in on that point. When it comes to placing your crypto trades, you never want to buy in when there's tons of green candles and when we've gone up by 20 or even 30% on the day. You always want to buy in cheap, and of course have a long-term view and hodl. That is of course if you can afford to, but when it comes to crypto trades, you should always make sure that you only put a bit of money aside. You don't want to be putting 80% of your savings in crypto, guys, and I'm sure that a lot of you can use common common sense by now and you probably are responsibly trading. So his new tweet over here yesterday says you are still able to front run all the flows over the next 20 months. So he is essentially saying that you can still apply these same rules, and all you do is worry about what is priced in today and if will it correct sharply after the ETF. Don't mid-curve it, play the long game. Now unfortunately it does make sense as to why people are worried about this, because the spot Bitcoin ETF, it has been the talk of the town. There has been a lot of hype happening now within the past 2 months, and so of course it only makes sense that people are going to be talking about it and what the potential scenarios could be. Like for example, if with the spot Bitcoin ETS, will XRP coin run, will Solana run, and how far will Bitcoin go? And after we have that, will we see a massive price correction? And we should see a lot of money flowing in, and with the green markets as well. So Raoul Pal over here is just trying to say not to worry and to not overthink. So let's take a look at Gary Gensler's new tweet, and he says over here some things to keep in mind if you're considering investing in crypto assets. Instead, I'll just show you the tweets and then you can pause this video if you want to read them or not, but he's just saying the same messages that we have all heard before, so it's nothing new. But what I actually do want to look at are these replies over here and some memes which I found quite funny. Iceberg says over here that he doesn't even know how to do a thread. As you can see, he says a thread over here, but it's obviously not threaded when you have replies right below. And I won't play the sound of this, but this video is right on point. If people listen to Gary Gensler, they definitely would not have made money in cryptocurrency, and I think he is just saying what everybody else is thinking. And does this mean the FUD ETF is approved? Well, I think now that the SEC have been putting out warnings and with Gary Gensler's tweets, that it kind of means that we should be seeing the approvals for the spot Bitcoin ETFs. I think it's very likely because they're obviously putting out these messages saying to not buy this or to not buy that, and there is only going to be one reason as to why they have said that. But this is probably one of the major opportunities that people like us, retail investors, will be able to make money. Now let's take a look at this video that is talking about the replacement of the US reserve currency. So as we know, with the BRICS nation, they are currently steering away from using the US dollar in terms of their commercial business. And you'll see over here we have these countries, China, Brazil, Nigeria, India, Pakistan, Mexico and Russia, that are trying to roll out their CBDCs as well as not using the US dollar as well. And it says over here that in 2024 half of the world's population will experience the benefit of digital monies, and so this is definitely going to have a large impact. And now let's take a look at this.
23, and that was that China, which had already launched the pilot of the digital yuan, has now been caught up by a host of other countries. So Brazil, India, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan and Russia, just to name 6, have all said that they are out of their white paper phase and now into the launch of their pilot central bank digital currencies. And the importance of that should not be underestimated. If you add up the populations of just those 7 flags, it's half the world's population. Half the world's population will be told in 2024 by their own governments that they need to embrace digital identity, digital wallets, and digital monies. And if you can imagine the impact on adoption of what we invest in, I think that will have a remarkable impact and echo around the world.
So as we know with CBDCs, he's mentioned over here that they're out of their white paper phase, meaning that now they have conducted the trials and their mini pilot programs. So we know that with Ripple XRP that they can actually support CBDCs, and I'm wondering which countries that they are in talks with, because Ripple have actually mentioned before that they are in talks with a dozen governments in regards to CBDCs. However, they are not able to name names. So it will be interesting to see if Ripple actually have any connection with these countries. Now let's take a look at the price action for today. As you can see, we are currently trading at 56 cents at 0.5626. We are down by 28.99% on the 1-day chart. The volume is at $1.3 billion. In the earlier hours of the morning, we were trading at 0.5745, so we did actually hit 57 cents. Now the lowest that we went to for the day was 0.5623, and that is where we are currently trading right now. So for the 7-day chart, we are down by 11.15%. Chart is not really looking good after we came down off of that cliff. Remember that time when all of altcoins had a mini flash crash? As you can see, we are pretty much sideways trading. Now the only worry that I see for XRP coin is if we go below that 54-cent level and if we continue on a downward trend towards 50 cents. Now for some people it will be good because it means that they can buy up cheaper, but if XRP coin does not rally with Bitcoin and with other altcoins when it comes to the spot Bitcoin ETF, it will also be a bit worrying because it goes to show that XRP's price is down. So we do need a bit of a push push up now. Tomorrow is the 10th. Let's see what can happen in the next couple of days. But in terms of the bullish case scenario, I do want XRP coin to hit that 60-cent price target again and make sure we have that support levels to get back up to the original levels where we were previously. Guys, if you want daily Ripple XRP coin news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.